Hi there, we are Lisa and Chris. Please join us aboard our main ship 390, Cool Beans, as we cruise America's Great Loop.
Welcome back to Lake Texoma. This week we're going to talk about the top fives of different places, restaurants, marinas,
Areas and towns.
that we've experienced while doing America's Great Loop aboard Cool Beans. Our first category is going to be our top five restaurants. These are in no particular order. All of our top fives will be in no particular order.
Right.
The first one we're going to start with was in Perdido Key, and it was Oyster Bar and Grill. Fantastic place. We ordered the surf and turf there. One of the best steaks I've had anywhere.
Our next one is City Kitchen in Beaufort, North Carolina. That was a restaurant that was above the marina, Town Creek, I believe, and it was fantastic, first class.
The next one on our list is Jack Brown's Hamburgers. That was in Norfolk, Virginia. We asked the young man working on the docks, hey, where's a good place to eat? And he suggested Jack Brown's, and when we got back, I told him he got an A+ for that recommendation.
That was so good. All right, our next one is Obie's Grill in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Now, that's not technically on the loop route if you're not going to Louisiana, but it was just so good we had to list it here.
Absolutely, it was on our route.
It was on our route, that's right.
Next one on our list comes from Tarpon Springs, Rusty Bellies. It's at the end of the tourist area, and we had heard about it. Some friends of ours had recommended it, and if we go back to Tarpon Springs, which we will definitely go back to Rusty Bellies.
Yeah, you had sushi and I had shrimp. It was amazing. Now we have a couple of honorable mentions. I did want to put these out there for maybe one thing that we love so much. So the first honorable mention, I think y'all remember it from one of the videos, is Sunbury Crab Company, Sunbury, Georgia.
Chocolate bourbon pecan pie.
Homemade by the owner. It was outstanding.
I don't remember. The Bean in Oriental, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Fantastic little coffee shop.
Yeah, that was really, really good. The next one, Kilwin's Ice Cream. There's several locations, but the first one we went to was in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was just fantastic. Really, really good ice cream.
Another honorable mention, it was Jules in Bald Head, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
We were sitting there, and the owner was actually waiting tables and helping serve, and she was definitely on deck.
Yeah, amazing. And the last honorable mention, Taste of Greece in Tarpon Springs. They get two on our list. We had the best baklava that we have ever had. That, and what else did we have? Did we get two little desserts? All I can remember is the baklava. Amazing.
It was about $4 for a little piece, and after I had the first one, I'd have paid 10.
Exactly. So that's our food top fives.
The next of our top fives are marinas. To start our list, Point South and Port St. Joe, Florida. We were recommended not to go to this marina because it's just a few miles out of the way. I have to disagree. I highly recommend you do go to Point South and Port St. Joe. You're right in town. You walk up the hill, there's a grocery store, there's a marine store, and probably at least 10 restaurants right there, right by the marina. Highly recommended.
That was a good one. And the next one is Point South in Pensacola, Florida. That was a really good one too, and it's obviously owned by the same company. Just great service, free laundry. That's what I'm going to talk about. The free laundry and the great service and just helpful staff. It was a good location. Well, we had groceries delivered, but anyway, very comfortable. We love the docks, good floating docks. So that's our second.
Amelia Island Marina, Amelia Island, Florida. That was a nice place to stay. They had a rental car that we could borrow. We went to town a couple of times in their car. Mm-hmm. The amenities there are super nice. What else about that we enjoyed?
Just it felt cozy. You loved all the just the internal amenities. Yeah, it was
a little bit shallow getting in, but once you're in, it's a great place to stay.
Just watch the tides. The next one, Fort Pierce Municipal Marina in Fort Pierce, Florida. That we were there for a week, if you might remember, just with the weather, but they're so nice there. They had tons of amenities. We were kind of out on the very, very end of the dock, which was the only kind of downside, but it was fine. I felt very safe there, very secure, gated. And then right outside the marina was the farmers market on Saturdays, and they have the little free EV cars that will take you to the downtown Fort Pierce area, and there's a couple of really good restaurants there, so I highly recommend that one.
Next on our list is Brunswick Landing in Brunswick, Georgia. We enjoyed staying there. Great amenities. It is pretty steep walking up the hill to the shore, but they have activities for all the boaters. And they had a cookout one night. We didn't participate in that. It was so hot. We just wanted to stay in the AC of the boat.
But they did the solar eclipse party.
They did the solar eclipse party. That was pretty neat. Also had a mechanic come and put 3 batteries in our boat.
Cheap.
Yeah, real cheap.
Cheap stay.
But
just kidding.
That is a nice place to stay, Brunswick Landing.
Really highly recommend.
Top 5 must-see attractions. I'm gonna obviously start with the USS Wisconsin. It's the battleship my father served on. The size and scope of that is just, it's unbelievable until you're on it. That thing is almost 900 feet tall. 900 feet long. I believe it's 11 stories tall. It's just an incredible piece of machinery that was built in the 1940s. Here it is, 80 years old, and I believe it wouldn't take a lot to put it back in service today.
It was neat. All right, the next one I'm going to talk about is in Solomon's Island, Maryland. So in the Chesapeake, Calvert Maritime Museum. Sorry, I couldn't barely read it here. It was really one of the best museums that we went to. It had a little bit of everything. It was a maritime museum, but it had a lot of just that interesting section on the showboats and just all sorts of just neat little mini attractions. There was
history
one
of the whole area.
Yeah.
In addition to not just maritime, but the whole Chesapeake Bay and that area.
We could have spent another day there, but we went over there. It was raining that day, and we wandered around and just really, really enjoyed it. So I think that's a must-see for me.
Next on the list would be West Point. If you're in the area of West Point, you definitely need to take a tour. The tour is not expensive, and it's a few hours. They drive you around on a bus for most of it. You do a little bit of walking, but the history of the school, the academy, the cadet chapel, it's amazing. It'll leave you speechless. It's a must see.
Next one, we took one of those trolley tours in St. Augustine, Florida, and I know it might sound a little bit cheesy, and it might feel a little bit cheesy getting on those trolley cars, but those people that do the narration, the drivers, are really, really knowledgeable about St. Augustine. They told us so many interesting little facts, and we had a 2 or 3 day pass, I think, and we got on it every day. We would take it from place to place. I did it all the way around by myself once when you were busy doing something else, but it's a great way to get around town, and it's also just so interesting to hear about all the history in St. Augustine. So it's on my list.
That was enjoyable, and each tram driver kind of gave you a different story and different history lesson.
Yep.
Next on our list would be Croton on Hudson, New York, the Croton George Dam. I don't remember all the history, but that place is amazing. It all hand built. Do you remember what year it was built?
No, I don't. It's in the video. I don't really remember now.
When we got there, there's just tons of families having picnics and little kids playing soccer, and it was really enjoyable. It's a very beautiful scenic site.
Gorgeous.
Our last group of the top 5 is areas or towns. Probably start with the west coast of Florida. We really enjoyed the west coast. We've been to the west coast before. Carabel, Florida, Tarpon Springs, Clearwater, Cabbage Key. All those are on the west coast. Really nice places that we visited. And I would definitely like to go back. We're going to have to give an honorable mention to the east side to St. Augustine.
Absolutely.
Great town.
All right, the next area is the Hudson River and Erie Canal. I know if you've been watching, I keep saying that I had no idea it was so beautiful, and it's true. But I'm telling you, this is just took my breath away. It surprised me in such a good way, and you know, this is our great country, and I'm so happy, so happy that we've done this loop and that we've been able to see the Hudson River and the Erie Canal. So
once you get past the city, and I don't remember all the like the Bronx and Harlem. Once you get past all the city, and it really turns into countryside, it's an incredible place to be. We said countless times a day how beautiful it was.
Yep. All right, your turn.
Let's go with Charleston, South Carolina. We were amazed at Charleston. We got to know the dockmaster there pretty well. He gave us a quick history of Charleston, and we were asking him where to eat. He said, just pick a place. They're all good, and that's kind of what we did.
The next one is the New Jersey coast, and I love that so much because Cape May, amazing, cute little town, just so full of history and so full of fun things to do. And then we went to Atlantic City, and woohoo, that was fun. And then Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So every little town or every place that we stopped was really just neat and interesting, and just, again, so full of history if you get off your boat and go explore, and just so much fun. So that's an area that I really enjoyed, the New Jersey coastline.
Another place we liked a lot was Chesapeake Bay. We kind of got off to a rough start. Our first day in the Chesapeake, the weather was not very kind to us. It got rough in a hurry, and we found the first marina we could get to. But all the places we visited, and we stayed at several privately owned small marinas, and we really enjoyed that. You know, when the owner comes out and he's helping you, tie lines off on your boat, that's you get that small town feel, and we really enjoyed that.
We sure did. That was awesome.
As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this week. We obviously aren't on the boat, but we're trying to give you a few insights on things about the boat and about the loop people have asked about. Next week we will, I guess, have a little bit of our 4th of July celebration, and then we'll be back to cool beans. Keep the comments coming, questions coming. What else have you got?
I just wanted to say thanks everyone for watching, and also this is our top 5s, but I want everyone to know that we have enjoyed just about every part of this loop along the way. So if we didn't get to something that you think was amazing, put it in the comments, or just know that we've probably thought it was amazing too, but we just kind of picked our top 5. But we have this halfway point, we've been home a little bit, and we've been reflecting on everything and talking to all of our friends and family, and we feel so blessed to have been able to do this. We have enjoyed just about every minute. Except when we almost got hit by that shrimp boat, and then driving in the fog.
The fog in the Atlantic was less than fun.
Those things, we got through, but it has been an amazing journey. So that's all I wanted to say.
See y'all next week.